So I'm 17, 18, things at home are wild, and in the end it's just fire. So I ended up deciding to go live with my cousin in East London. So now I've left South and I've gone to East. I'm still on my badness, but I've transferred over to a different form of badness. It's more about the money now. So you know the saying, right? More money, more problems. I ended up getting stabbed, was witnessing way too many shootings, and I got kidnapped twice. Last but not least, I ended up catching a firearms charge. Death was becoming a reoccurring thing, and unfortunately was being normalized. Now 21, it really got close to home. My sister's husband, may his soul rest in peace, unfortunately got shot broad daylight over some sort of transaction that went wrong. Yeah, this one cut me deep because my sister was 6 months pregnant with my unborn nephew. So you remember my best friend Solomon? Well, this is a best friend moment. I told him the situation and that how I wanted to pattern up and get into something proper. He introduced me to a couple people and a couple jobs, and then he introduced me to a guy called Freeman. Freeman's a gentleman that always said there's something about you. He said he liked my character, he said he liked my mannerisms, and he was gonna help me get a job. And man, he didn't lie. He put me onto Ferrari. This is one of the crazy experiences of my life, because what it done, it taught me about the working world, it exposed me to things that were different, and it gave me a sense of discipline. Now at Step Now, we have a saying, a stretched mind from new experiences can never go back to its old dimensions. And it was exactly that. All that hood stuff, all that street stuff, after being exposed to this new world at Ferrari, just didn't make sense for me anymore. It didn't end there. I then went on to work for Bentley, and then I went on to have a successful career at Toyota. Now with all the experience from the motor industry, I then got inspired to create my own car company called Prestige M UK, which customized cars and made them look bling bling. So after having the urge to want to give back, had a conversation with Tony, had a conversation with Solomon, had a conversation with Godwin, and we all said we actually wanted to give back. So what did? We created our organization, Step Now, which stands for Start to Elevate People Now. Our organization's ethos runs on 4 pillars: financial literacy, mental health and physical health, purpose, and careers. At the beginning stages, this was hard. You can imagine 4 black guys going around saying they want to help youth. We had to do prisons for free, schools for free, community work for free. First 2 years, our office were our bedrooms and our living rooms. But you know the saying, hard work pays off. As I stand here today, Step Now is one of the UK's leading youth organisations, helping thousands of young people, giving them so much opportunities across the board. In the midst of creating Step Now, I actually took a sabbatical and went back home to Ghana, where my parents were from. This was the best trip ever because I got to see Ghana for what it is, and I got to experience and understand what my ancestors had gone through in the past. I was privileged and honoured enough to visit the Cape Coast castles, where a lot of my ancestors were put in dungeons, and I saw what will happen to them. Now this triggered something deep in me, because I didn't know that all of these things had happened to my ancestors, and being in these dungeons and smelling and feeling all the things that happened to them, I just didn't understand how these things, these bad things that happened to my ancestors for years and years and years. But most importantly, it made me realize that me being in the UK, I can't be doing silly things. I can't be wasting time. Like, I'm privileged to be in the UK, but it didn't end there. Going back to Accra, I was seeing kids as young as 2, 3 years old, trying to sell me water on their head, trying to sell me basically anything that they can get their hands on. You know, I'm talking real young hustlers. And seeing what happened to my ancestors in the castle, seeing young kids trying to hustle and sell me anything for, you know, at the ages of 2 and 3, really sparked something in me. So coming back to London, complete different mind shift. I didn't only want to do better for me and my immediate family, I wanted to do better for people in general. And this is when the journey began.